Hello, 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 everyone. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, whatever time you're watching this. My name is Leticia Campbell, and I'm your number one email marketing strategist, CEO, and co founder of the Your Brand, Your Breakthrough movement. And we are here for another awesome conversation. So I know you guys are so excited because I'm always excited to talk about this topic because as a mother of five kids, you could probably tell by now that I love, managing my time. I love taking inventory, right, of my time because I feel like it keeps me organized. It keeps me from being distracted. It keeps me from procrastinating, right? And it keeps me from all that. And I've shared several times on many of my live shows and summits and events on how I love Google Calendar. I love creating standard operating procedures, which we're going to get into today. And I just love it all. And if you really want to build a successful business or work towards building a successful business, you have to make sure that every single thing you're doing for your brand is actually going to be make sense, right? Make sense. So huge shout out to all of my replay viewers. So if you happen to be watching this on a replay, go ahead and give me a hashtag replay in the chat. We love our replay viewers. Y'all come on, y'all comment, y'all share, and all the things. Y'all even tag some of your sister friends, and we definitely enjoy that. So Meiyoko might be coming on in a little bit, but again, I want to just talk to you guys about today's topic. Last night, Meiyoko and I were having a great conversation talking about organic marketing, right, and how that is something that is still working till still to this day in the social media world. I'm gonna be totally honest and transparent. I have not ran ads in probably years now. I know early on in my business, I was running a lot of ads, and a lot of the success and the conversion that I've been getting in my business, specifically for the past 7 years, is all organic. It's definitely all organic. And Miyoko makes fun about me all the time because when I tell him and share with him about this, share with him the size of my email list, and he's like, "Yo, if you multiply that by this number, you'll be making this on that." And it's always good to have that sense of I don't even know what to call it, but the sense of being realistic, right? Where you want to go to, and being in understanding the power of organic marketing, right? Understand the power of organic marketing. So I want to ask you guys a question. Go ahead and type in one in the chat if you are not leveraging SOPs, right? If you don't know what SOP is, just give me a question mark. And it's okay to not know something, guys. If you are the smartest person in the room, then you're not going anywhere. It's okay to say, "What is that?" or "What does that mean?" You know what I mean? Even if other people look at you with the side eye, they're really thinking, "Oh, I'm glad she asked that question," because maybe they had the same question as well, or maybe they didn't know about that particular topic completely. But if you don't know what that is, just give me if you don't know what SOP is, just go ahead and just give me a question mark, and we're going to explain more in depth what SOPs are. So type in one if you're not leveraging SOPs like you should, or type in two if you are leveraging SOPs as much as you could. Okay. So what is SOPs, guys? Let's just go ahead and talk about that. For those of you who don't know what a SOP is, I want to make sure I'm saying the correct dictionary meeting. Obviously, those of you who know, SOP stands for Standard Operating Procedures. Okay. Hey, Annette, can you hear me? Oh, I didn't even do a sound check. My bad. Hold on. Okay, good. My sound is working good. Awesome. Yeah, I'm live right now, Annette. Absolutely. I am live. I'm live. Live in here. Yep, live in here. All right, so let me go ahead. I want to give you all the dictionary version. So SOP stands for a standard operating procedure, is what many entrepreneurs use to, help them with their processes and procedures, help them to build out their systems. Almost when you think of like a manual, when I used to work for a shoe company back in the day, and I remember when I was going through orientation, they had a big old binder. How many of y'all remember that when you started a job and you got this huge binder, right? And it had all the standard operating procedures of that company. all the way down to pictures, all the way down to step 1, step 2, all the way to step 20, the rules, the regulations, what you're going to get fired for. I mean, all kinds of things, right? And a lot of times people don't think they need something similar to that for their businesses, but you do. So I'm using an example. Teresa is one of my amazing assistants. She's been with me for the past, 8, 9 years now. And we have like a Google Drive folder of standard operating procedures where I have videos in there, instructionals. I have screenshots of different things and just processes and things that we go on. So in case we have to switch up different people on the team, anyone who comes on new knows exactly what they need to do without any further training, right? So defining a standard operating procedure is just like how you run your business, from going live, right, to processing orders, to running invoicing, to what your focus is on every day. Like for me, my SOP every single day is I call it my 4 pillars. I share this with my clients all the time. So make sure you guys write this down, right? I call it my 4 pillars. The first pillar is growth, right? And what growth is me going out there on social media or out there when I'm going to events and sharing information about my business, sharing education about my business. Growth is all about who out there that does not know what I do and who needs to know about what I do, right? So that's growth, right? Then the second pillar, I call it my IPAs, right? And everyone on here should know what an IPA is. And if you don't, that's fine. It is income producing activity. So any type of task in my business that produces income, right? I do it during that time. Now, let me share this real quick. Income producing activities does not mean you post. So a lot of people think, well, my IPA is me scheduling my posts out for the week. No, that would be a task. A IPA is somebody sees your post, right? They comment under there and saying, "Oh, I'm interested," and you reaching out to them. That's an IPA. Is an action, right? Is you following up, you reaching out, right? You calling, you texting, you sending out a Facebook message or Instagram message or what have you. That is considered IPA because you're putting action right behind whatever it is that you're posting. All right. Hold on 1 second, y'all. Can y'all see me? Hold on 1 second. It's saying my signal is lost. Do, 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 do. Hey, hold on 1 second. Hey, Meiyoko, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Hold on 1 second. It's saying my signal is lost. Let me go ahead and check real quick on the feed. I was just explaining to them what a standard operating procedure is, what a SOP is.
Oh yeah, we're using technical terms today, huh?
Yeah, I mean we can get off tech being technical.
No, no,
I don't
no. 'Cause
mind.
this is important. We're talking about systems and strategies and stuff like that.
Right,
I
right,
think what people what they don't realize when they're involved in being passionate about doing something, and we love what we do, right? But at the end of the day, it's a business,
right.
and these things in business are very, very important.
Yeah. 100%, 100%. So I'm just making sure that the feed is up and is. Do you see us? Same destination, same era show. Oh, it's just on Facebook. So Facebook is having issues. We're good on YouTube and all them other platforms, but Facebook is having an issue. All right. So if y'all on Facebook right now, definitely hop on over to YouTube because we are live on YouTube. Hold on, let me double check. Let me make sure. Let me make sure. Sorry about that. Uh, yeah, we're good on YouTube. We're good. We're good on YouTube. We're up. Yes, having trouble streaming on Facebook. Yep, it says it here. Having trouble ends. Facebook ends. It's possible to stream at the end of the. Okay, no worries, no worries. So I'll figure out what's going on with Facebook. While you explain, Miyoko, what is your experience or definition of what an SOP is? Yeah, Go
I
ahead
mean,
though.
the technical term, I hate this lighting, guys. Ugh. I try to make it to my office, but we're doing 12 instead of one. Whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, so what the standard term of SOP is standard operating procedures. So when you get up every single day, you should know what it is that you're doing and what you want to accomplish in your business,
Right.
right? Whether it's the type of content you want to put out, the type of leads that you want to generate, the type of number of sales you want to make, and how you want to grow your personal brand.
Mhm.
Now, there has to be something that you do every single day that is going to help you accomplish everything that I said.
Mhm.
So you just can't wake up one day and just wing it. Like, oh, you know what?
Mhm.
I'm gonna DM 20 people. And then the next day, oh, you know what? Maybe I'll do a post today. Then the next day, I'm not gonna do anything. Then the next day, I'm gonna post. I'll put it in drafts. I didn't post today. And
Mhm.
then
Mhm.
by the time you get to Sunday, it's just like, why don't I have any sales? Like I don't have any followers. I don't have any leads.
That's funny.
Like, what's going on? This doesn't work.
Right, right.
Reality of it is, what makes businesses produce astronomical results is very boring activity.
Yep.
I'm
Yep.
going to say it again. What allows your business to produce amazing results is very, very boring activity. It's the same things every day done
Mhm.
consistently that is going to grow your business.
Mhm.
Now, the
Mhm.
cool thing about it is, yeah, you can add your personality, it's your content and all that. That's the fun stuff.
Yes, yes.
Teaching what you know and engaging with people, that's the fun stuff.
Yes.
What we're talking about is systems. Systems are boring.
Mhm.
It's the same thing.
Mhm.
That's the amazing part. It's the discipline of having these daily systems
Right.
that's going to keep leads coming in consistently.
Mhm.
It's going to keep people engaging consistently. It's going to keep you making sales consistently.
Mhm.
The problem is we don't do the boring stuff enough
Enough. Yeah.
because it's boring.
Mhm.
It's not the exciting part,
Mhm.
but it's the part that's going to make you the most money.
Yeah, it definitely is. And you gotta, you have to constantly find time to do the boring stuff as well.
Yep.
You have to make sure, like, no matter what time you wake up, no matter what time you go to bed, that you fit in those times to say, I have to do this. That's what I do. I'm like, you know what? I have to make 50 connections a day. Like, I have to do that. I don't care if I'm, in bed or at the park with the kids or what have you. I just something that you just have to do. And I think people miss that part too. They say, well, I was busy today, or I got distracted today, or I had church, or this or that. But in the day, you have to make it happen. So, and I'm just saying this from experience because and because I do this every day. I hit those four things I was telling you guys about earlier every single day. And there's days that I don't feel like it. There's days that I'm not up to it. There's days that I'm not even excited about it. But when I have the word, this is what I have to do, just like I did when I had to do my job stuff, like when I worked for corporate, I had to do the job. I had to, do meetings and set up things and stuff. And I didn't feel like it. I was pregnant at all. It's like, but we gotta have that sense of resilience, just like we do when we're working for somebody else, to say, you know what, I just have to get these SOPs done. I just have to do it. And that's the thing is, and I don't mean to be so passionate about it, but sometimes I do get frustrated at times when we're working with people sometimes that they're doing their business for a certain period of time, and then they turn around and say they're not working. It's not working out. But then when you go back and really take inventory of every single day, what is the boring things they did every single day, or the things they didn't like doing, and they avoided doing them, of course you're not successful. Of course you're not making sales. Of course you're not getting clients. And
Right.
another pet peeve I have is when people say, oh, Leticia, it comes easy to you, you're lucky. No, what the heck are you talking about?
Hours of work,
Hours,
hours of
hours,
time.
hours, hours of work. Like, there's
Yep.
no luck in this. I
No.
want to let y'all understand that it's no luck. Nothing comes easy to me. Nothing. And it's the God honest truth. It's the work that I put in. It's the work that all of you guys have to put in every single day. right? I was having a conversation with one of my besties, Annette, and we were talking about, we talking about insurance and things like that. And it's like, I was like, it boils down to just asking, just however, whatever nervousness you have, whatever negative thoughts you have, just asking. And it gets easier and easier and easier from every ask, from every time somebody says no or turns you down. And trust me, when I reach out to 50, when I make 50 connections today, heck yeah, most of them are saying, "Oh, not right now. No, I'm not sure." Don't let it stop you from keeping going. There's over what trillions of people in this world.
That's a
I'm
whole
sorry, y'all. I'm going into a
it's,
rant.
that's a whole nother topic, because
Yeah.
the reason, and we can kind of go into what we're going to talk about today, but
Yeah,
I'll
go
say the
ahead.
reason why people are so afraid and so reluctant to do that is because they're emotionally tied to the answer.
Mm, that's a whole nother
That's a
show.
whole nother
Let's
train.
get into the topic
A
today.
whole
That's
nother.
a Yeah, if y'all want to talk about that, let us know in the chat. But that's a whole nother segment. So let's go ahead and get into today's conversation, y'all. When it comes to SOBs and SOPs, sorry. And talking about the organic marketing system, right? For all of you guys. So let's dive into a little bit of content routine, right? I know you know this very well, Meiyoko, when it comes to content. It has everything to do with our posting, right? It has
Mhm.
everything to do with our repurposing content.
Right.
Also with engaging. I was just thinking in my head, I wanted to post this on social media again. The first time I made this post, some people got a little bit offended, but social media is about being social.
Right.
Hello. So we forget about that engagement side. But let me stop there because I'll go into a whole nother rant about, oh my God, I'm just like all fired up today. But yeah, so content routines is a lot about that. It's about posting, engaging, repurposing content to get so that you can get more visible, right? So you can get out there to the people that need what it is you have to offer and create that trust, that know, like, and trust factor and all the things. But yes, go ahead, Meiyoko.
So the thing about content is, what I used to do with content when I was doing it the wrong way is I would wake up and I would decide what I wanted to talk about, right?
Hmm.
And this is where there was no chat GPT. So I had to
Oh yeah,
physically,
they're spoiled now. Oh
right.
my
I
God,
had
I'm
to
sorry.
physically write out and factor in exactly
Child,
what I wanted to
please.
talk about. And it
Yes.
was very, very frustrating because it would take me an hour and a half to do a post,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
So what I do now with the aid of ChatGPT, which is why you need ChatGPT, and we'll show you how to use it if you get a ticket to the event.
Yep,
Okay, I just
that
had to
part.
plug it. All right, so what I do, what I do now is I make sure I plan out my content at least for a week
Yeah.
at the bare minimum. I like to do it a month at a time,
Oh, that would
3
be
weeks at a
amazing.
time. But if I can't do that, it's going to be done for a week. So some of you need to learn to plan your content out a week ahead of time, right? And the thing about content is, don't post the same type of content every single day,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
People shouldn't see if you're posting 5 times a week. Your SOP shouldn't be like, I'm going to do 5 story posts for the week.
Mm-hmm.
No, 1 to 2 story posts max. Then you may want to do something like an infographic where you're on Canva and you create an infographic that provides useful information on your topic or whatever it is. Then you may do a carousel. Does everybody know what carousels are?
If
They're
you
those
don't
things
know,
that you
say it.
actually see where you
Mm-hmm.
swipe left and then this goes to the next, swipe left, goes to the next.
Mm-hmm.
Carousels get a lot of engagements on particular platforms. Again, not
Mm-hmm.
going to go into that. I'm
Mm-hmm.
going to save that for the event. But you need to have a routine to where you're posting content consistently and have that routine planned out a week ahead of time. And make sure you're diverse to what you're posting. You may have a story post one day, a carousel the next day, a video reel the next day. Make it interesting, make it different,
Mm-hmm.
but it's all in line with your personal brand and your
Mm-hmm.
message. So make sure you have a content routine. That's pretty much all I got to say about that, Leticia, when it comes to content routine.
Absolutely. And I want to go back to Terrell's comment. He's actually like a member inside like the ClickFunnels community, but no plug to that. But he says there's no luck, late nights, little to no sleep, not that much hanging out, time when you are on that grind. Yes, yes, yes. Now I want to say to the hanging out, it's really about the type people you hang out with, because I hang out a lot. but I hang out with people who also have a business at the same time. So it's a lot of hanging out, but it's with the right people. That's what I
And
have
it's
to
not
say
even that.
there.
What type of hanging out you talking about?
Yeah. Oh
Because
yeah. Yep. Yep. Yep.
if I'm hanging out midnight with a bunch of multimillionaires that
Yeah.
are talking about their personal brand, and we just chilling, and we talking about thought leadership, and they're giving me access to like software that they use, or they're connecting me with a person that's trying to get me, it's going to
Right.
help me get to where I want to go in my business, and we're just talking about family, and we're busting it up, and it's the positive energy. No, you need that. You need
Right.
that breakaway from what you're doing,
Right.
but
Right.
you're still being nourished. You're being poured into in a
Uh-huh.
positive way. We're not talking about going to the bars, getting drunk, and
Yeah.
all that other
Yeah.
stuff. No, 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 no,
Yeah. Yeah.
no. But what we're talking about is being around people that are where you're at or where you want to be in the future.
Mhm. Mhm.
And this doesn't necessarily have to always be monetary or money wise. They just may have a level of emotional maturity, business savvy, spiritual growth that you admire. So I just want to kind of clear that up. Hanging out is okay. It's exactly who you're hanging out with and what you're doing when you're hanging out.
Yeah, yeah. That is very important. That is very important because doing the wrong type of hanging out, the wrong type of that can be a total distraction. But it's a distraction that you as an entrepreneur put yourself in.
Right.
That's all that, and I'm going to end on that. I'm going to end on that.
All right. I
So
think the next one's yours. Next one's
yeah, the
yours.
next one is list building, y'all. That's my favorite topic, right? So, Meiyoko always, that I said this earlier, has thrown me daggers recently about my, email list. I remember you asked me the other day, like, what's the size of your email list? And I told you, and you just pulled out your calculator, and I was like, if
Look,
he don't
at least you
stop,
got one. At least you got one.
if he don't stop, but it goes to say that email going to email list is not hard. I want to say that. I started off with growing my email list all through sharing free content. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
It's, I don't know if y'all want to call it the old school way, whatever you want to call it, but that has helped me grow my email list a lot. And I always accredit it to when people ask me, well, what was your number one way or strategy or secret? I hate that word when people say that, on how you were able to leave your job. And I have to, give all credit to the me constantly always growing my email list. Every connection, every follower, every conversation was all about, hey, what's your email address? What's your phone number? Things like that. And it's important that you have a standard operating procedure for that. I shared with you guys earlier that the very first thing I do in my business, the minute I get on this laptop, is I start to make new connections, right? Reaching out to people or follow up people who are just new to my world, right? And getting them onto my list. And if you don't have that a goal per day. Yours may not be 50. Maybe say, you know what, let me think of 30. Let me think of 15. And it doesn't matter the number, because when you multiply that number by 365 days, you're talking about thousands of people,
Right.
right? So start at wherever you want to start at with, but definitely create a daily operating procedure for that, because through time, you're going to turn followers, right, into leads, then into clients. Now, I've been growing my email list for over 8 years, right? 8 years. And the problem that I find is, and I'm just saying this from personal experience, is that we get more afraid of people unsubscribing than we do than more determined about people joining our email list. People
Right.
are going to leave your list, y'all. Your email list, I promise you and guarantee, your email list is going to organically purge itself
Right.
by at least 10% per month. Now, I don't mean to brag or boast, and I could definitely post screenshots. I don't mind doing that. I literally have an unsubscription rate per month of just 1%. That means 1% of my entire email list unsubscribes per month. That's not high at all. Now, when you think of the amount of people that stay on it, that's the thing you need to be excited about. Who care? I don't care about the one or two or three people who say, oh, unsubscribe. And a lot of times they're just people who just other marketers who just join my email list. And I know, because y'all don't even try to disguise your email address, but that's okay. But that are just trying to figure out what I send my people, what I send to my email subscribers. So that's not even anything to even put a stat about, right? But again, you got to have some type of procedure per day of how you're going to get people on your list, how you're going to get people on your list. There's several ways. There's freebies, lead magnets, call to actions. I mean,
Right.
there's so many different ways, and we dive more deeper into it during our event. We actually did it 2 weeks ago when we are here in New York. We're going to be in Maryland on September 20th. But like I said, you need a list. If you're not growing your email list, your business is not growing. I don't see how your business is growing. But I did it like I shared with you guys earlier. I have not ran ads in probably almost 5, 6 years. Long time, right? So
Mhm.
my list is all organic. It's all organic. Now, just imagine, which will be very soon, I start putting that marketing machine behind it. Man, listen, you talking about tons of targeted people. But here's why I tell people sometimes the organic way is best is because even from with me and Meiyoko, us growing our email list jointly, hello, we're asking for certain information from each subscriber to where when we do start running ads, we know exactly which city and state to market to,
Absolutely. Yes.
right? And we can even go deeper into that. So now we're actually spending less money on running ads because it's more super targeted.
Yep.
So it's not hard. I hate it when y'all say oh, it's hard. I tell people if it's hard, then you're right. It's hard. I'm not going to change your mind. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, if you look at the statistics, when you are growing your email list, right? You have 50 over 55%, and this is, you can look this up on HubSpot, over 55% more visitors, going to your website, right? 80% of more sales when it comes to follow-up, and we'll get into follow-up in just a second. Like, the numbers are there if you're leveraging it, so that's what I have to say about about list building. Yes, yes. So it's important, right? It's definitely, definitely important. But Miyoko gets on me all the time, crunching them numbers. Because even for myself, you could undervalue your email list
Very
sometimes. Absolutely.
underutilized. So I'll
Yeah.
just add, like I
Go ahead.
said, your forte. I'll just add that if all of that sounded somewhat technical, I'll break it down very, very simple in a couple of sentences. Figure out exactly what you're going to do every single day to collect somebody's name, email, and phone number. That's
Mm-hmm.
whether, like she said, whether it's a lead magnet, whether it's inviting them to a free piece of information, whatever it is, you need to collect names, phone numbers, and emails.
Mm-hmm.
At the very least, an email. All right. So
Mm-hmm.
that requires you creating something that's actually going to invite them into your world. And in exchange for that, exchange for the value that you give them, they're going to give you their name, their email, or their phone number. All right.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I got to say about that.
That's it. That's it. That's all. And you don't have to spend a lot of money to grow an email list. But again, come to the event and we'll go more deeper into that. Because I'm telling you right now, for every dollar you spend on on email marketing, you're getting back $42. And you can look that up anywhere. That's the actual fact. Now let's go ahead and get into the follow up and nurturing SOPs. That's also my forte, right? How okay. Go ahead and give me a one in the chat if you ever heard that there's fortune in the follow up. There's fortune in the follow up, guys. You got to follow up with people. Like, I follow up with like maybe about 30 people today, y'all. And that I messaged like 2, 3 days ago. Stop assuming that because you did that initial connection with people and they did not respond, right? Or they said, I'm busy, that you're like, okay, I'm not going to go back and reach out to them, right? I never forget, I missed out, and I think I shared this with you, Meiyoko. I missed out one time on a client, a $12,000 client. This was March of 2018. I'll never forget this, right? Because I did not follow up with her. Right. So
Mm.
I let somebody take my goose. It's like a saying we have in the business world, like duck, duck, goose. Don't let nobody take your goose. Right. So for months, I was like reaching out to this person, and and she basically, I felt she would ghosted me. Right. Then finally, when I followed up with her, right, she was like, oh, I went with somebody else. I was like, okay, by the way, just want to know how much she charged, things like that. $12,000. I almost like I would never forget that day. My heart almost came out of my chest, right? Because when you got a bunch of kids, man, $12,000 can go a long way, right? I don't know about now, but back then,
I
yeah.
don't even care if you got a bunch of kids. $12,000 is
Right,
$12,000.
right. But it's what you said earlier. And again, we're not going to dive into that topic tonight because it's a whole nother segment. How we put so much emotion, right, behind a response or a lack of response. And back then, that's what I did. I put a lot of emotion behind it, like, oh, she's not responding, she's ghosting me, and things like that. Had I stayed at it, right? That would have been an amazing opportunity for me to have another awesome client. So again, follow up is important, y'all. Stop being afraid to follow up. Stop feeling like you're annoying people, right? Stop feeling like you are interrupting people's lives and you're being spammy or salesy or things like that. It really all well, you got to look in what you're saying when you're following up. But if you're constantly reaching out, constantly connecting, saying, hey, by the way, we have a webinar tonight or we have a 15-minute call tonight. I noticed you didn't register. Let me know if you need a link again, because people are busy. I'm busy. I'm a very busy person, right? And there's times where my friend Annette has to constantly tell me, hey, did you do this? Did you do that? Even today, I went to my son's orientation. I forgot about it, but one of the representatives reached out to me last night. I was like, oh yeah, I got a 10 o'clock appointment with her. So everyone has a lot going on, right? So reaching out and constantly following up is important. You have to make that part of your SOP. You have to. One of the things I want to add to our tour, Meiyoko, is, and I got so much content on my Google Drive. I was going through it last night, and I have my 3-step follow up system, and I'm not going to share what that is, but it's really all about
Uh,
carving in. Oh God, I got a lot of stuff.
ah,
Carving in how you could create a killer follow up system.
that sounds like a bonus.
It is. It's definitely a bonus, y'all. Got to come to our event on September 20th, okay, to definitely get access to that. But I'm telling you guys right now, that alone is going to help you to connect and convert more people, because following up is important. And that also ties into your nurturing. If you're not nurturing your list, someone else will. Case in point, the example of the client that I missed out on. I sat there and introduced her to that opportunity of getting a particular service done, right? And she still had interest in it, even though she didn't share with me. Okay. And next thing you know, I don't know how she connected with that person, but at the end of the day, she went with somebody else. She went with somebody else. It's not the potential client or potential customer's job to reconnect with you.
Right.
It's really not. You know what I mean? I can't sit there and say, well, I do the same thing. Why didn't you come to me? It wasn't her job to do that. So I, in no way did I get upset that she went with somebody else, because I would have done the same thing. If I'm going to a
Well,
nail salon and this person's always closed and what have you, or the time I go there, they're closed, I'm gonna go up the street. There's a lot of nail salons in my neighborhood. And if I go somewhere else, then the nail tech can't be like, oh, I have a salon up the street. Why you went to them? No. Go ahead, Miyoko. I'm sorry I cut you off.
well, because there's two things. You didn't consistently put out your message and
Right.
consistently put out the value that you can bring to that individual. And two, you didn't connect to them
Right. Right.
from an emotional perspective. So therefore, you weren't memorable enough for of top of mind for them to even consider you when they had the need. So
Right.
that's a very good example of why follow-up is important and why having the right content and the right message is important.
Yep.
Because you make following up and nurturing a whole lot easier if the majority of people entering into your world
Yep.
are ideal clients and need what you
Mhm.
have,
Mhm.
right? A lot of people build their list very cold
Mhm.
and they don't really vet who's actually coming into their email
Oh
list.
yeah. Yeah, that's
So
true.
they get
That's
a lot
true.
of turnover that way. But if your list literally came to you and is watching your content and decides to sign up, you have a way better chance of them actually buying something from you,
Right.
period,
Right.
and
Period.
staying.
Yeah. Yeah. That is so, so true. That is so true. Now, here's the thing, y'all. All the things that we just shared and explained on today's show today is so important. But I know, and I'm just being real today here, I know that majority of you guys are not going to get out there and follow up. You're not going to get out there and grow your email list. And it doesn't mean that you don't want to do it. Is that you need the help to learn how to set up an SOP. I learned and got out and went out there and got assistance to learn how to set up effective SOPs, right? Effective SOPs. Because some of you could, I made that big mistake of adopting other people's who had even had similar businesses to me that I did. But one of the things that I really want to say that I'm going to really love about our event is figuring out a SOP that's unique to your business and you as a
Right.
personal brand,
Right.
right? And I know that's so important. I know Miyoko's can attest to that is so important because you can have a similar business to somebody else, you can have a similar goal to somebody else, but y'all have different types of drive on what type of procedures and systems that you want to set in place for your business. Okay. And also getting you guys to get the support you need to stick to it. Because, like Meiyoko said earlier, if you're not doing it consistently, it's not going to work. And you can't point the finger of your coach or anybody else but you. You got
Right.
to put in the work. And we're going to show you how to put in the work. Yeah. Yeah. So if you haven't grabbed your ticket yet, go to yourbrandyourbreakthrough.com. We have virtual tickets, we have in-person tickets. We're going to be in Maryland on September 20th,
September
y'all.
20th.
Yes, yes, we have an amazing venue that we just, are definitely just lined up, so you don't want to miss it. We're also going to be in Georgia, and we're also going to be in Texas as well. So Georgia, Texas, definitely come out. But I have to say, travel, y'all. Go, don't just be in your state and your city. Go out and get into other,
Right.
put your fork in the sand in
Yes.
other states.
Yes.
Okay, do that.
And there's a couple of states that y'all been representing. Y'all been representing. I see in the
Oh yes.
registration for the night's webinar. Y'all have been representing. It's a couple of states I'm not gonna mention, but we see y'all.
There we see y'all. We see y'all. I have to say we do. So we might just keep that in mind. All right, guys. So listen, thank you guys so much for joining. We'll see y'all next week. We do have a webinar tonight. It's a quick 15-minute webinar. If y'all want to hop on, just type in the word webinar and the webinar. Sorry, call in the chat. So if you're interested, just type the word interested in the chat and I will send you the link. All right. So thank you guys for hopping on and we'll see y'all next time. Bye guys.